What's happening? So, just chilling right here, man. I just realized something. The more that I go along with the normal way to do things in life, you know what I mean? The system, how it goes, right? You know how it go. You go to school, get a job, do all that. The more I'm gonna stay broke is what I'm realizing, and it's to each his own, right? But for me, I'm realizing that I'm looking and studying the people who turn their life around and kind of made some of their life, like start making a lot of money or whatever. They did something that's innovative, man. They did something that's out of the norm from their peers or from anything you would know in your normal life, you know. And yeah, a lot of people was like hell of a motherfuckers, right? These smart billionaire now type guys, billionaires or whatever, or even just millionaires or whatever, right? That's a lot of money. Takes a lot to get to that level. But I mean, I know of a millionaire or two that I knew growing up. You know what I'm saying? And they did something that, cause I don't like to name drop on here and tie me into shit, but like they did something that was like they peers didn't do. You know, and it takes that. Is what I'm seeing. It takes the masses is gonna be living in the normal structure, right? You got a job, you pay bills, and you got money to save, you got money to buy stuff you want to buy, go out on the weekends, take a trip or two here and there throughout the year or whatever. You can't do it too much though, because you got to work. You know what I'm saying? That's how the masses live, right? For the most part, and the people who live more so on their own terms, right? They're like entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? The people who are successful, they had to do something different. They had to do some studying. They had to think. They had to create. You know, and a lot of it is seeing what's in demand or what's a void that's needed. What's something that is not a lot of, but people want it, and creating that for the masses or whoever you're targeting, right? It could be a product, it could be some content, it could be services or whatever, right? And usually that's what it takes. And that's not always easy right there, but I noticed the people who go all in, these are the people who make it. So, like, that's who I feel I am, and it takes a lot, and you got a lot of people who will doubt you or say that you need to do this or do that, but you got people who spent their whole life trying to get what I'm talking about, and it took them their whole life. Like the dude who made KFC, for example, whatever, right? He didn't create that till later in his life type shit, like elderly, you know what I'm saying? That's an example, or the actor, Samuel L. Jackson, you know what I'm saying? He didn't really become Samuel L. Jackson, the actor, until after his 40s. That blew me away when I heard that, Like, he already had his life and created a whole new life from staying at whatever the hell he was trying to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, maybe this is a little motivation for anybody who's like that to keep going. But that's what I was just thinking. Like, a lot of people, they give up on their dreams and they reform to this society's way of living. And it's normal though. It's normal because it's survival. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a family, you the breadwinner of the household, or maybe you and your partner work or whatever. Y'all gotta get to the bag somehow, and whatever, so you reform to society's way that's providing you a life, survival type of life. But that way is going to keep you like this. You get what I'm saying? And, people live their whole life cool, surviving. Able to do the stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the worst thing that a person can have growing elderly and all of that is regret, I think. Like outside of some crazy shit, but like regret. Because okay, you could do the regular life stuff. You got a job, you got benefits, you did your thing. You retired one day, and you got all this money. You're not rich, but you got some money to live, and you got money for your kids or whoever to help them out in their life or whatever. But then you got that thing that you never seen through. It's eating you up inside because you like, what if? You know what I mean? Because surviving is surviving, but being creative with your life, living the way you want to live and doing the things you dreamed of doing, that's a whole different feeling. You know what I mean? I've done that young, but it was just probably the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? Living a street lifestyle and stuff like that. The stuff I was fascinated by as a youngster, watching movies, watching people in my neighborhood or around the town, the popular people known for, selling drugs, pimping women, or whatever, right? You get all this crazy shit. I grew up wanting to follow certain footsteps and do it, and it was I got it. I accomplished a lot in the streets, put it like that, but that's a dead end. So I was lost. You get what I'm saying? But here I am later in my life, starting up something different, and I got other dreams and goals and stuff like that. And life can get you off track to make you kind of reform into society's way of living, and that's cool. A job, whatever. But I would say don't lose that goal, that dream, that passion outside of whatever job you may have, because most of us, our job is not going to be our passion. You get what I'm saying? And if you, that's that regret. It's an older guy, you know what I'm saying, who I see a lot, and I think that's what he going through, that regret. You know what I'm saying? He kind of stayed by me, and that hurts. And I felt that too a lot. I felt that. You know what I mean? I wanted to rap when I was young, all type of shit. And I used to think, like, what if when I was younger, I put my pride and ego to the side more and really became more of a rap artist and not just a shit talker talking shit on the mic. That didn't get me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to follow certain dudes that succeeded doing that, but that's not my personality like that. You get what I'm saying? The music I like to listen to, I tried to be like that. But and I just let that linger on for years. If I would have put my ego to the side and focused on the music specifically and catered to a certain audience. But that's another story. Now I'm a little wiser, so I still rap, so that's what I do now, but I'm not trying to, like, you feel me, become a rap star or nothing, but maybe I have a certain audience that can help me financially a little bit. But yeah, man, that's one of my things that I still do that I don't want to give up, because it's like what I said, getting older, regrets. Nah, I'm gonna just still do it, go all out. And another one is, I can go on, man, this YouTube. I've been wanting to do YouTube, and it's like just watching people and shit, and one day I just started the channel, But let this just, I don't know, because this is me reflecting and stuff, but if you've been kind of like putting off something that you felt like that was your thing, but you putting it off because it's like, man, I gotta grow up and live my life, and man, don't put it off, because regret, that hurt. You feel me? Let me know what you think.